Hey, what's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. In today's episode we're gonna compare two machines to each other. They are so similar that they are very hard to actually tell apart. They are both by Dragonhawk, and it's the Dragonhawk Fold Pro and the Fold 2 Pro. I got a lot of requests in the comments to make a comparison video about these two machines because they are so similar, and I reviewed each and every single machine. So I will also put those in the description down below so you can have a look at the individual review about these machines. But today we're going to compare them and hopefully answer some of your questions about what these actual differences are. So in today's video we're going to figure out which machine is probably best for you. If you're a starter or more experienced artist at all, doesn't matter. We're not going to get very into the technical aspect of these machines because I am not a mechanic, I'm not a technician. I'm just going to explain what I have experienced while I was tattooing, but I will give you a little short little specs information about these machines. So we're gonna do that now, so stay tuned. So the Dragonhawk Mast Fold 2 Pro is equipped with the M-Core C1 battery that has also been used in the Fold 3, I believe. It has a 2000 mAh battery which will last you between the 5 and 7 hours of tattooing. It has a weight of 233 grams. At 8 volts it runs at about 6500 RPM, and it is a stroke adjustable kind of machine from 2.4 all the way up to 4.2 millimeters in stroke, and it costs about $160. The Dragonhawk Fold Pro has the M-Core C2 motor. Now if you have the Fold Pro 2024, like the New Year's edition, it has the M-Core C3 motor, which is almost the same motor as the C2, only it runs at a bit of a higher RPM. The Fold Pro is equipped with a 1500 mAh battery, so a little bit smaller battery, and it has a duration of 4 to 6 hours. The stroke adjustments are the same, they're from 2.4 to 4.2 millimeters in stroke. And the size, you will really be able to see. You can see that the Fold 2 Pro, which is the one on this side here, is a little bit taller. Now this has to do with the battery. The battery on the Fold 2 Pro is a lot bigger than on the Fold Pro. But you're probably wondering, I've told you some about the specs, what is now like the actual difference, what I feel when I'm tattooing. So I'm gonna start with the Fold 2 Pro. So if you are around on this channel a little bit longer, you know that I've done a lot of these stroke adjustable kind of pen style machines, and I've noticed basically two things. You have machines that are on the stronger side and tattoo machines that are on the weaker side, and then I have to say with the Fold 2 Pro, it is one of the weaker kind of stroke adjustable machines. Now I'm not saying this is going to be a bad machine or that it's too weak to actually tattoo with it, but there are a couple of small differences that I've noticed if I compare this to the Fold Pro. And one of the first things is that when you're lining with this tattoo machine, you can definitely feel that it's a lot weaker. So if you have to do lines with bigger configurations of needles, so like a 9-round liner and up, yeah, so 9, 11, 14, whatever you use, this machine is gonna struggle a little bit more than when you use the Dragonhawk Fold Pro. It has just a bit of a stronger motor and it packs a little bit more of a punch, which is obviously very good if you have to do lining. Now, if you do a lot of very small lines, like a 5-round liner, 3-round liner, 7-round liner, this machine is actually perfect because in my opinion, every now and then when I work with the Fold Pro, I think it's just a little bit too powerful for that smaller configurations, and I get the feeling that I damage the skin a little bit more. Now if I do fine line and I feel that the skin is not really handling that very well, I always go one step back, so I use it at the 3.6. So basically I'm using that machine only on 3.9 and 3.6 millimeters of stroke. Now on the Fold 2 Pro, I have to stay a little bit higher because it doesn't have that much of power. So if I use a 7-round liner or sometimes a 9-round liner in my tattoo with the Fold 2 Pro, I prefer to use it at the 4.2 millimeter stroke because it just gives that little bit extra power that I'm missing when I'm in a 3.9 millimeter stroke. Now also this machine is a little bit heavier, and that's because of the battery. And what the problem is with a lot of these pen style machines, and especially when they're wireless, the battery is on the top, so it's going to be heavy on the top. So when you're working with this one for a longer amount of time, you can feel your hand is maybe a little bit more in discomfort, and it's a little bit harder to control because that big battery is on the top. Now you can interchange these batteries, so if you have a Fold Pro and a Fold 2 Pro, or if you want to buy extra batteries, you can buy the Fold Pro batteries and interchange them, because everything is compatible with this machine and the original Fold Pro, which is a very big Pro as well. So you could use the shorter batteries on this machine to make the machine a little bit lighter and a little bit less heavy on the top. Now if it comes to, for example, shading, I actually prefer this machine over the Dragonhawk Fold Pro because it is a little bit softer, and if you have to do a lot of soft shading, this machine will actually, in my opinion, will give me a better smooth saturation in my shading without overworking the skin a little bit too much. Where on the Fold Pro, I think it's a little bit more strong and it has a little bit more power, so it's very nice to pack a solid color or a solid black. But then if you have to do that soft smooth shading, I actually prefer the Fold 2 Pro over that. Another thing that I think that they've done a lot better on the Fold 2 Pro as well is the stroke adjustments. I don't know if you can hear it, but it gives a very nice click. It clicks very nice into place, and it also stays into that place a lot better. Where I think on the Fold Pro, it is, yeah, it is a lot harder to change it, and then it just clicks a little bit. You know, it doesn't really click very hard, and it's a lot harder to adjust that stroke, where this one is a little easier to adjust, and then it really clicks into place. And I actually prefer that, especially when the machine is wrapped and you want to do small stroke adjustments. It's a lot easier to do that on the Fold 2 Pro than on the Fold Pro. I forgot to mention that the Fold Pro is about $280, and that is with the 2 battery version. The Fold 2 Pro has only 1 battery, which is a little bit larger, but the Fold 2 Pro will come with 2 of these small batteries. Also, you can really notice that the motor in this particular machine is a little bit better and is a little bit stronger. Especially when I do lining and color packing, I very rarely have to go beyond the 4.2, only if I use extreme large magnums, which I pretty much never use because I don't really like to go beyond a 20 something magnum. 27, 25, something like that is like the biggest magnum that I use, and I use that one even very rarely. So yeah, I usually stay at the 3.9 and 3.6. Now I do feel that on this machine they balance these stroke adjustments a lot better. So if you have 2.4, it's like extremely soft. You can do nice soft shading and things like that with it. But even at 3.0, 3.3, something like that, it gives you a very nice smooth shade. And you can definitely tell if your machine is on the 3.9 and you try to do soft shading, that the machine is hitting a lot harder. And that is something that I miss on the Fold 2 Pro. The stroke adjustments are probably good. They are accurate in the millimeters that it will travel the needle, but the feel that I get on the skin is a little bit different, and on this one it's a little bit more balanced and it's a little bit more stronger, so you actually have to play around with the strokes a lot of the times. Now obviously this is something that you want if you buy a stroke adjustable kind of machine. I personally don't change the stroke around is too much, so I should probably just use like a 4 or a 3.6 millimeter stroke kind of machine. Now if you are not sure if you should use a stroke adjustable kind of machine or a fixed stroke machine, I have a video about that, and I will also link that in the description down below. And what I actually really love about this machine is to use it for line work and for color packing, which is things that I actually do very often. I prefer to do traditional or geometric mandala kind of stuff, so I need to do bold lines, also some fine lines every now and then. I need to do whip shading and pack solid black or solid color. Also, what you can notice is suppliers like Killer Ink and other European suppliers that I follow started selling these machines, and I think by that it gives a signal that this machine is actually worth of buying for the professional the tattoo world. There's people in shops starting to use these machines because they are actually worth of using in the shop. And I will also always encourage people to use the official website from Dragonhawk. I know AliExpress and Amazon and stores like that are also selling these, but I would always just buy it through the original website for a couple of reasons. Of course, you can use my coupon code. I will put that in the description down below as well, and you will save an extra 10% on this. And also, it's a lot easier if you have to return or if you need to contact the customer service. It's a lot easier to do that throughout the official website and through Amazon or something like that, but it's in my opinion. Now, with all that being said, I know this has been probably a lot of information about these two machines. I hope you can make a little bit of a better decision on which machine you should buy. Now, of course, buying a machine is something that is very personal, and what I prefer is maybe not what you prefer, and the other way around. Just to quickly recap and summarize, if you're a beginner, the Fold 2 Pro is actually an amazing machine. Also, this machine is a little bit more beginner friendly. It's a little bit softer. It's a little bit easier to work for like smaller tattoos and things like that if you are not as experienced as some other artists may be. Now, the Fold Pro is an absolute workhorse. Even this one or the New Year's edition, they are both very, very strong machines. So if you are a professional or you are a little bit more experienced into tattooing, I would recommend you get this one with the 2 batteries, because it just gives you a longer life to work, and yeah, the motor is just a lot better. The adjustments, you can really notice the difference in these, and yeah, it's an absolutely amazing workhorse. I personally use this machine every day, and I love working with it. Never had any problems with this machine or whatsoever. So yeah, I think that should probably just about do it. I know you guys have been waiting on me making this video for probably a long time. I had a lot of comments. I hope I answered all of your questions. Now, if I haven't answered any of your questions in this video, make sure you give me a comment and ask me anything about these two machines, and I will be happy to reply and answer the questions for you. So make sure you do that, and also make sure you do subscribe. We have officially gone over the 1500, the 1500 mark, and I am super grateful for that. So I want to thank everybody who has been subscribed, and if you haven't been subscribed already, make sure you do that. And yeah, other than that, I wish you all a wonderful day, and I will see you next week in the next video.